Were you guys thinking it was weird I wasn't here yet?
Hey guys,
Hello. Hi.
how are you
Hi.
today?
Good. How are you?
Where are you, Doreen? I don't even see you. I just hear you.
Oh, you can't see me?
Oh, I see you now.
Okay, good.
Just took me a while to look around.
We live, in the same general area, and this is the only way we get to see each other. So there you
Right.
go.
Mm-hmm.
I still have 4 medium shirts to give back to you.
I don't care. It's fine.
Well, I didn't use that.
This is usually our meeting where we have a lot of kids, isn't it?
Yes.
Our East Coast one? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
Can you guys see that?
See what?
I guess that's a no. Well, while you guys are getting all signed in and whatnot, I was going to just show you guys the agenda for today real quick, and then we'll move on. So let me try, because I was just trying a minute ago.
All right.
Okay, you guys see it?
Now it's
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm turning you off also. So, Grace White, are you out there?
Yes.
Awesome. I have a little note to ask you. Did you get the emails or the text messages or whatever this time?
I have not.
Still no?
Still
I have
no.
checked those. Hold on a sec, Grace. I want to make sure I have your information right.
We can't see you, Grace. Where are you?
Do you see the hand
Oh, I
waving?
see your hand.
There's Grace. Grace, remind me what school you're at again, hon.
She is at, it's right
Daniel
here.
Daniel Morgan. Sorry. Got it. I just don't know why it's not working.
Well, like, I put in my school email, and my school kind of has like a block thing.
Ah, they're blocking me. That's probably
I
why.
gave it a different email if you need.
But you're signed up for the remind text, right?
I should be.
Should be, right?
But you didn't get that either?
No.
All right, hold on. I'm going to go check that one.
So my mom gets it.
Ah, so your mom signed up to get the remind texts, not you.
Well, I think we both did, but I don't
Okay. Do you have your own cell phone?
get it. No.
Oh, that could be why. Okay. So your mom's getting it. Okay. Let me hold on one sec. Of course I have no pen. If I can find a pen. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna put you down for a second.
Here she goes. Okay, for the rest of us while we're reading. Oh, she's back. Never mind.
Yeah, I was super fast. Okay, Grace, give me another email address for you, if you don't mind, like other people hearing it, because they're not going to email you, but
They might. You never know.
no.
Okay, it's a really weird email, but it's prettypurse77, no spaces,
Okay.
gmail.com.
At Gmail?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and change it. I'm going to send you an email either later tonight or tomorrow just to make sure that it works.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that little thing cleared up.
Done. Yep.
Just as a reminder to everybody, I'm Tiffany Bunstein. I teach at Dobson High School. Our program director is Doreen. Wave, Doreen.
Hi, guys.
She's going to talk to you in just a minute. Make sure that you have signed in. Make sure that if you have something you want to talk about, that you click on the raise your hand feature, because there are 23 of us right now. And basically what we are going to do is we're going to spend some time hearing from our program director, Doreen, on Teacher of the Year, scholarship opportunities, thank you cards, and end of the year assessments. We're going to spend a few minutes reviewing from last month what we did when we talked about what to do with downtime. Then we are going to switch to the topic for this month, which is, are you reeling from rehearsals? You know, perhaps your rehearsal needs a little refresh. And then as usual, we're going to have our little summary chat, talk about what have been your successes, what have been the yay celebrations, and what are the struggles, because we've done this whole year now. And that's about it. And any suggestions you guys have for us. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of an idea. The handout, as always, is going to be on our website. And this one is going to be like a slideshow, like when we did social stories. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm going to stop sharing. Bam. Okay. That's it.
Okay. Am I up?
You go right ahead, lady.
Okay. Chloe, I love the robe.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, okay, so I just want to talk to you guys about a few things. Most of you, if you're getting emails from me, you've already got the thing about the Teacher of the Year award. We've extended that. Does anybody not know about that?
Me.
We're not supposed. Miss Tiffany's not supposed to know about this, so we're making her cover her ears. Who sent me?
Grace.
Grace. Okay, so Grace, what we're doing this year is we're going to have a United Sound Teacher of the Year. And this can be either a music director or a special ed teacher. We're just asking, there's a form on the website, and I'll send you all of this when I send you that email. There's just a little form to fill out saying, hey, why do you want to nominate your teacher? It doesn't have to be a long thing. The deadline to do that is the 30th of April, and then we'll have our board of directors actually read those. I'm going to redact all the names, so they're just looking at like, this is why we want to nominate this person. And then they're going to choose a winner, and we'll figure out how we're going to recognize that person. So anyway, so that's the Teacher of the Year. So please remember to do that. Okay, Tiffany, you're good. We can get a hold of Miss Tiffany. That's okay. We'll just leave her in the dark right now. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to announce, just to you guys, we haven't announced it to everybody else yet, is we are going to offer 2 $500 scholarships to any currently registered peer mentor or new musician. And so I'll send you all the details. This will be open to anybody that's registered. It can be a junior high, it can be a high school, it doesn't really matter. The $500 can be used for anything to enhance your education. It could be a music camp, it could be tuition if you're going to college, it can be anything. I will send you links to how to apply for that scholarship. It's going to require a 250-word or 250-word essay or 2-minute video. Explaining kind of how United Sound has changed your life. And it's also asking for a family member to, in 100 words or less, or a 1-minute video, explain what changes they've seen in you since starting United Sound. So I'll send all this information to you. You can go ahead and start mentioning it to your clubs if you want at this point, and then I'll send stuff to you guys to kind of get out there, get all the information out there if you guys wouldn't mind. I'll send it to your directors as well, but I try not to put too much in their inboxes because they have a lot. Yeah. So I'll be sending that out soon. If there are new musicians that want to apply, I would love it if you guys and the other peer mentors would help them apply. if they want. They may need help with, writing or something like that. So I'm encouraging you guys to help anybody that wants to apply to do that. We'll have our national board. We've got 2 boards. We've got a board of directors and a national board. We'll have our national board kind of view those and then choose 2 winners. And then I think we made the deadline June 30th. So you should know, probably start of August, whether or not you were selected for that. So that's the second thing. Where's the agenda, Tiffany? What was my third thing? Oh, the thank you cards. I sent you emails. The packages are going to go in the mail tomorrow or Tuesday. You're going to have an envelope in this package with the directors are going to get the packages. It's going to have the bracelets that kind of match the t-shirts. I'm sorry, the purples are not the same color. So I apologize that it's not going to be like super matchy. But there's just, those like silicone bracelets. So anyway, so I've got a whole bunch of those for each of you guys. I'm putting those in the mail tomorrow or the next day. In that is an envelope with your name on it. And that's the thank you cards that I had mentioned. There's 5 of them in there. Don't think that you have to write them all yourselves unless you want to. Get other peer mentors or other new musicians to help you write them. Write them to a specific person, and the names of the people will be on the envelopes. Those are our sponsors and our friends. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them with a nice plant or something and send them to our sponsors and things. We did this last year, if any of you guys were involved last year, and it was amazing. Like, these sponsors had tears in their eyes, not from the thing that we sent them, but from the cards and reading the words from you guys. So that's the third thing, is that there's a postage paid envelope that's in there as well. You can just put them back in there and put them in the mailbox. You don't have to pay for it or anything. Just send it back to me. And then the last thing is the student assessments. I just sent an email to your directors. When it was Friday, I think, that had a link. Every year we ask for all of our directors, all of our special ed teachers, and all of our peer mentors to fill out a survey. It just kind of helps us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, how we can improve. Especially when we write grants and things like that, people that write grants like to see stats. And so we're trying to quantify your experience, which is very difficult to do. So your directors will have a link for that. I will send you a link for that as well. And then you can forward that to all your peer mentors. I don't know if you have any type of a distribution list or anything like that. But that's super important once you do get that information from your director or from me to go ahead and get those peer mentor assessment forms done as well for this year. And I think that's it. Does anybody have anything you want to?
I see that Addison had her hand up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got a question, lady?
Yes. Okay, so with the Teacher of the Year thing, is it only club presidents that can nominate teachers? Or
yes.
Okay.
It's only club presidents that can nominate. You can nominate both your music teacher and your special ed teacher, or just one, or just nominate Miss Tiffany 500 times. It's up to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, anyone else have anything for me? Okay.
Their hands.
Cool. All right. I'm going to log off then for now, and I will see you at the next meeting. Goodbye, guys. Thank you.
Hey, when you log off, Doreen, you better look at the slideshow.
I will. After I make my kids dinner. So, yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
So, okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 So, now it's just us. We went from 22, now we're at 21. But that's all right. Anyway, it's great to see you guys. School year's almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anybody here who gets out in June?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like the middle of June?
Oh.
Like early
Like
June.
beginning.
Yeah.
The We always get out the Thursday before Memorial Day, so it's like the last Thursday of May.
Lucky.
Yeah, well, but we start in August, like the beginning of August, like August 1st or 2nd.
Oh,
Right, yeah, crazy. Anyway, now back to our regularly scheduled program. I want to go back to where we were, right here. Everybody hopefully can see. Let's talk about last month's topic. What to do with downtime, games, other fun ideas. Anybody do the games?
No.
No?
I did.
Okay, well, speak up. Let us know what happened.
Well, you told us like we typically just played games, but then we heard about like arts and crafts, and we made like a big banner that said like United Sound on it, and then everyone signed their name, and then we put it up in the school.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Thank you.
Neat idea. Anybody else do anything?
My school, so just in our club, like when we've been just having like a little bit of downtime at the end between like our different group members, we've been just doing like rock, paper, scissors tournaments.
Yep.
So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that is fun. Once you can get them to get the 1, 2, 3, go,
Yeah.
and then understand that there's more than one symbol, you know, and then when you have the like really advanced kids, some kids are like, oh, I want something harder than that. You know, we always can play the 1, 2, 3 and throw and then see who can shout out. And obviously, you know, you guys will shout it out faster, but how much is the total finger shown? You know, just do it with one hand because 2 hands is really hard.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, other people raise their hand, but I don't know how to see that when I'm on this mode. So if you raise your hand, just start talking.
In my club, we played musical chairs, which I don't think was like something that we mentioned in the last meeting, but like it was just our idea. It was fun because like not all of the new musicians wanted to play, so I just let the ones who didn't want to play like pause the music. And they had a lot of fun with that, like messing with the mentors.
I can imagine them having a good time with that. Yeah. Well, this was the handout from last time. And like I was saying, you guys can go on the United Sound website at unitedsound.org and find this in case you did not get a copy of it yourself. But it does have a lot of different games on it that we talked about last time. So I know on some of your feedback forms from February and March, some of you guys were still looking for like games to play or fun things to do. So I wanted to remind you about that. Okay, I see other people have their hands up. Oh, wait. Ooh, okay, Kelsey?
I already spoke about our
Okay,
banner.
I gotta lower your hand then. Megan, did you just speak?
No, I was gonna say the same thing as Kelsey. We're twins.
Lower your hand.
Yeah, we're twins.
Okay, goodbye. Morgan?
So we were talking with my director, and we haven't started it yet, but piggybacking off of the arts and craft idea, we had the idea of doing like a mural in our music hallway, and we're hoping we're going to be able to get administrative approval so we could have like a United Sound mural.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So
I know at the beginning when we make the posters, if you guys are doing the lesson plans at the beginning, and we make the posters for each group, I have an all glass window in my classroom that goes out into the main hallway. And so we like to hang our posters there so that kids passing by can see our little United Sound poster. So I hope that you guys get that because it like makes you feel proud when you're in that hallway.
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else? All right. I don't see anybody else's hand raised, so I'm going to go back to where I was, I think. Here. I don't know how to close that. Darn it. There. Right there. Go away. Go. Okay. All right. So anyway, for those of you who were like, I want more games to play, check that out. Okay, next. Are you reeling from rehearsals? Would you like a refresher? Another piece of feedback that we got from you guys on your feedback forms was that you're still kind of struggling with rehearsals, either getting groups to pay attention to what's going on instead of just chatting with each other, or getting people to get focused on time. So with that, I thought maybe we should just have a little refresher. So, dun, 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 dun. Hey, how come it's not bigger than that, I wonder? Is that somebody else carrying on my song?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So this will be on the website. First thing, just a little cover page telling you what's up. Okay, leadership. Oh,
I think if you press present, it should make it bigger.
well, I can't get to my present because this toolbar is in the way, but oh, wait, I'm moving. Oh my, things have gone horribly awry. Stick with me for a second, I swear. Okay, now I gotta go to view, present. Thank you. It's all right, I'm almost 50, so I have an excuse. Okay, so leadership. Can you guys see the whole thing?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Leadership. Kind of that's one of the starting points, I think, to having a successful club is remembering that, you know, you are a leader within that club. And I looked it up on Wikipedia just to see what I could find. And I see that it says a student leader is any student who takes on the responsibility of spreading knowledge through inspiration, tutoring, campaigns, etc. A student leader strives to change the world by starting with their own community. And in this case, our community is our United Sound community. So think of it as a leader that you, Mr. and Mrs. President, I guess it wouldn't be Mr. and Ms. President, you are spreading your knowledge with your peer mentors and your new musicians every week. You know, hopefully you are taking the information that we're talking about and giving that out to them and building from what we discussed for a couple of weeks before we come back together. So that's one of the things that you're doing. You are inspiring others. Oh, inspiration. Oh, inspiring. So you are inspiring others to build relationships through music by planning for their arrival at every rehearsal. That planning, I think, is a big part in that setting the tone for the whole meeting, that if you haven't made really a plan for them, then they're going to kind of come in and be a little willy-nilly. So here's the next one. Tutoring. Oh, that's you. You are tutoring your own new musicians through your own group using cakes, donuts, soups, and of course, after all of that, rests. And then, you are able to campaign each week for a strong United Sound and build that shared vision to succeed in your next performance. So, you know, you want United Sound to succeed. You love United Sound. And I'm sure that all of the United Sound people do. So make sure that you guys are continuing to share that vision, that goal, that you guys have a concert coming up or a performance coming up, and how great that feeling is when you are all united playing together. So that shared vision, constant reminder, I think will also be helpful. All right, next page. You are the president. You set the tone for every rehearsal. So remember earlier, back I think it was in February, when we discussed establishing a routine. So if you haven't done that yet, you should do it, because that helps, I think, alleviate some frustration. Here's a thought, part of your routine as you're establishing it. Maybe start off with a mindfulness activity. So, you know, you can get everyone in the room, everybody's milling around, talking, and then you can just do a, you know, everybody get everyone's attention and do a little escape. Like, hey, we're escaping the world now. We're coming into our own community of United Sound. Imagine a place where you felt relaxed, calm, happy. Recall what it was like to be in that place. You know, imagine yourself there doing something, relaxing. and then, return to the present and bring that warm feeling. And then you can start your rehearsal by doing a brief share out with where were you, what were you imagining? But then everybody is, together in that mindset of moving forward. Next. Here's like a little timeline thing that I made for like a maybe guide for you to follow. I'm not sure how long your rehearsals are, so I put like kind of wiggly room in there. But the first few minutes of your rehearsal, the mentors and the musicians should be getting into their groups, and the president, that's you, calls to order everybody, by taking attendance and then maybe doing a whole group activity. And that's, take just a little bit. Then for the next 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your time frame, everyone is preparing their instruments for play, and then they begin practicing. After about 15 minutes, you guys are going to want to take a break. It could be just a chit chat. It could be getting up and getting a drink, a bathroom break, do a quick fun dance, a happy dance. It could be anything, but just take a break, because that's going to help everybody to get refocused. And then it kind of feels like work if you just keep going and going and going. So take a breather. Then come back, get regrouped for a second round of practice. And, keep in mind, this is your last go of the day. So really make it count. And then your last 5 minutes, choose a piece, select a piece that you guys can play as a whole group. And then help your musicians get ready, get their stuff put away, their instruments ready to go, and contact parents or whatever they need to do. Are you guys good so far?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All this making sense? All right, I'm not hearing anything bad, so I'm going to keep going. Are you feeling frustrated as a mentor? These are some little reminders of things that we've talked about in the past. Try using some cues and some prompts. So cues and prompts are used to help teach and remind and reinforce the student's ability to do any particular task or use a set of skills. Cues and prompts can be subtle, but they should be easy to recognize and interpret for everybody. Like, oh, I see that cue. So here are some examples of cues. This is a link. Interesting, it's from Canada. So, Canada. Anyway, I thought that this was cool. It's got little tips, just like the ones we talked about. Little embedded cues, ways that you can share, types of cues, different things you could say, physical prompts. So it's a couple pages. But I looked it over and I thought it was cool. So see, Government of Alberta. Anyway, I knew I shouldn't have done that because now I can't get back. Wait, there's hope for me. Here, yes. Okay, same thing over here. Just relax. Don't sweat the small stuff. If you are feeling stress as a peer mentor, then your musician is probably also feeling stress. So remember that the purpose of United Sound is to have fun. It's to build relationships through music. It's more than just learning the notes, learning rhythms. You want to have a good time. So I put another little thanks to Canada link on here. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so just relax. So here are some little quick breathing activities. And again, you share this with your people. Take this to your people. But here are some little breathing and relaxation stuff that you guys can do right there in the band room. To help you get through. And then finally, somebody said, hey, we have a really high mentor to new musician ratio. Sounded very efficient. So that made me think of what kinds of things could you do if you have an extra peer mentor. So as a reminder, all groups should have 3 peer mentors, but if there's a 4th mentor or an extra mentor, you can just have them play their instrument along with the new musician to model the way it should sound or to model the rhythms. It helps build that confidence of the new musician when they hear somebody else doing what they're doing. You also could have them be historian for a day. Okay, have them pull out their phones and take pictures or take video to honor what's happening on that particular day. Then they could share those pictures with, you know, I don't know if you guys have video announcements. We have video announcements once a week, but you could do some kind of a commercial or some kind of an acknowledgement to United Sound on announcements, or you can post it on social media. And then the last one I put on here is share that downtime activities page that we just looked at from our February meeting with whatever extra peer mentors are there, and have them decide on and set up something for the whole group to do at that rehearsal. You know, maybe on the break or maybe at the end of the rehearsal. That would be fun, because if you have a couple people working on it, it's, you know, on getting it prepared, it won't take away from your rehearsal time so much. So that's all I got. That's the end. What do you guys think? Total silence. I worked hard on that, you guys. You got nothing? Okay, Addison.
Okay, so I'm in a complete opposite problem of having too many mentors. I don't really have enough. Yeah, so we had like plenty at the beginning of the year, and there's so many people that just aren't showing up to things. What would you suggest doing to make sure that like each new musician has enough people to like create that experience, or like make sure that they're while they're learning? Like,
have you contacted those new those peer mentors that haven't been coming?
Yeah, we've been reaching out to them multiple times. Like, we see them in the band room and that type of stuff, and they always like don't come. Like they say they're coming the day of, they'll drop out or whatever, and like can't come that day.
And did they like registered to be part of the club and everything? Like they got their shirt, they paid their money?
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of tough. And we've been grouping together the same instrument. Like we'll have drums come together or the mallets will go together. That way we can make sure that everybody gets at least one peer mentor. But I don't really know how to solve that problem. I mean, we've talked to our band director and like tried to figure out how we can get more peer mentors to come. I mean, we've had
recruit new peer mentors.
We've been trying that too, and we've got like 2 or 3 people that'll come and just help out because we need the hands, but I don't know.
Well, maybe doing some kind of a promotion, like I was saying, on a video announcement, or like somebody else was saying, you know, making a mural for a wall and getting permission to put that up. You know, maybe if you did something to draw attention to what the club is and what it is that you do, maybe there are some people who would be like, oh, yeah, I'd really like that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Megan, you raised your hand and then you put it back down?
Yeah, I forgot.
All right. Siam, you got nothing to say? You guys are a real quiet group today. You were really quiet last month too, from what I remember. Something's going on. All right. Well, no time like the present to move forward. So the next thing on our agenda is to talk about our hoorays, do our little summary chat, talk about our successes, our struggles, our recommendations. Seriously, who did that? See, now the inner child in me is just tempted to do it back, but I'm not gonna. All right, Morgan.
Totally wasn't me.
We ended up missing a club because of a snow day or something like that. So we ended up coming back and having United Sound, and like our new musicians, they like kept all the information that we had worked on, and it was awesome because they were actually like farther along than when we had left. So it was just really cool, like coming back and having them just like clicking to the things and being like, okay, yeah, let's do this, let's move on.
Oh, yay! That's a great success. Congratulations. Who else has something positive to share? Addison Lee.
Okay, so in our club we have the mentors like there and arrange the music for like the spring concert stuff that we do, but normally it ends up on my co-president and I. But this time I've had multiple people tell me how to arrange the music and help out, so I had a lot more people helping me with that instead of me having to do like all the work, which was really cool because that meant that more people were wanting to get involved with writing.
Yeah, that is awesome. More people being into it means that your club's going pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Great. All right, Callie Bailey, tell me something good.
Okay, so this past week we had I'm sorry, I just did something on my computer and I don't know what it was. Oh well. So
Happens to me all the time.
This past week we had our cluster concert. So I'm at a high school, but this time we had all of our middle schools playing with us in our concert. And so I actually got to talk with a special ed teacher at one of the middle schools. And they have a program actually at the middle school that's kind of like United Sound, but it's not through United Sound. It's a campus-specific program where they actually start new musicians in their classrooms, like with all of the other orchestra kids learning the instruments. And so, I don't know, she was just telling us about how the kids are actually on the rosters and they're not part of like any sort of like inclusion program or anything like that. They're members of the orchestra. And so they come to all of our cluster events and they play with them with all of their songs. And they still have modified parts with different colors and things like that for the notes. But I just thought that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, that is really.
Our club meets after school, and so it's not a class, and they're not in class with us. But
yeah, our club is also after school. All right, Catherine, Stang.
So one of the things that we finally did was we got time and we had a pizza party.
Yay! Go pizza!
So what we did was we got everyone together during the last period of the day and we all went outside and ate a bunch of pizza and listened to music over a Bluetooth speaker.
That is awesome. Did they love it?
Oh, they loved it because they got to pick songs as well. We let them pick the music.
And did they dance?
Uh-huh. Quite a few of them did.
Yeah, my kids love to dance. So awesome. That's great. Good bonding time. Megan Alonzo.
For us, like, everyone's, like, starting to become, like, really good friends, and so the kids now ask if they can, like, sit at our lunch table and stuff, and it's, like, really nice, and, like, they're always, like, so excited when they see that, like, we've saved them a spot. It's just, like, nice to see.
Yeah, they feel valued. I mean, wouldn't you feel good if you made a new friend and then all of a sudden at lunch they were like, hey, I saved you a spot? You know, I mean, even we would be like, oh, yay, she likes me, you know? Like, it would make you feel good. You might not say, oh, gee, I guess you really like me. But we would feel that way. And so, you know, the same thing for them. So that's awesome.
And, like, every day they're like, can we sit with you again tomorrow? And it's like nice to see.
Yeah, sometimes you have to say, like, you know what? Let's make a plan that we'll sit together on Wednesdays and Fridays. And then that way it gives them something to look forward to. And then you're not overwhelmed with having lunch every day with your musician. So it's okay to set boundaries in your relationships. but they a lot of times need it spelled out for them. Whereas you guys just know when you make a new friend, you don't call them 27 times on the first day or ever. You know, you don't text them over and over and over. You don't have to be in their face all the time. You guys just know that. But a lot of times our kids need a little guidance with that, you know, need some boundaries. So, okay, I'll give you my phone number, but you can only call me one time a day. So if you start feeling overwhelmed with that, just remember that that's okay. All right, Samuel, something to say, my friend?
We have this kid in our band that likes to play multiple instruments. So one week he'll play the tenor saxophone, and then next week he'll want to play another instrument, so we'll let him try it for a little bit. And he's always so good at every instrument. Every instrument. He knows how to
How's
play.
that happen?
I don't know. He's like really good at every instrument.
Did
Like
he play
last week he
music
was playing
before
the
United Sound?
Ma'am,
Did he play music before United Sound?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like,
great.
The second semester he was on percussion, and then after it we switched him, or he wanted to switch to tenor sax, so we started playing that, and he was really good at that, and now he's playing the flute, and he's looking at a trombone.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty
Talented
cool.
kid.
Mm-hmm.
Never know where people hold their talents. So I love all of those good news stories. Yay. Do we have any bad news stories? Anything that people are like feeling all rough about? Ooh, all right. Now I see some rough. Aaron Yiser.
It's not really like a bad thing. It's just like a question. So we're trying to come up with some fundraiser ideas. And like nobody has any ideas because we're trying to waive the fee because not that many people really can pay for it, you know, and we need more equipment for like drummers and just extra. So we trying to come up with some fundraising ideas.
Oh. Well, I don't know where you live, but I live in Arizona. And so for us, like we could do car washes all day long. So we had one of our new musicians that was in a wheelchair. Their family had a big, huge van. And so they parked their van on the side and we made a big banner that said like United Sound Car Wash. And then, yeah, people came and like we made a couple $100. I think it was like $350 or so. But I'm sure people have a lot of other ideas and car washes might not really be that thing where you guys are at the time. Have anybody help Aaron out with some suggestions? I know Addison, you had your hand up before that question was asked. So, oh, Taylor, is this in response to Aaron? I'm guessing so. Taylor.
I'm sorry, I was on mute and I didn't realize it.
Oh, I was like, yeah, I
Can you hear
know.
me?
I saw your name.
Okay, so my idea was you could maybe reach out to the music stores in your area and like tell them what you're doing and like maybe persuade them like why it's such a good program, and they might be willing to like rent you some equipment at like a cheaper price if that's what you need. I don't know like how the stores are by you, but that might work.
Okay. Hey, every suggestion counts. Kelsey, I'm hoping, is this about, where are you, Kelsey? I can't even see. Okay, is this about her question?
Yeah.
Okay.
What, to fundraise, like we do other events, but to fundraise, you could have a lemonade stand, but say like it's free lemonade and then give out the lemonade for free, but then say like you're doing it for donations for like say the cause, like say that you're doing it for United Sound to buy new materials or what. I don't really know what you want to get, but
Right. Well, and also if you have some of your new musicians that are out there advertising, inviting people, hey, come try some of our lemonade. They can be pretty influential. So that might be a quick way to get some cash. I like that. Avery, is this in response to fundraising?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Our school, like our music department, always does cookie dough fundraisers. If your director can get the program to happen, then it always makes a bunch of money for us because cookie dough sells really well.
Okay. There you go.
That's
Emma?
I have a suggestion. I don't know where exactly you live and what your community's like. But you could go to a music store, which kind of it was kind of an add-on to that, or even to a pizza place or another place and ask them if they would do 15% of all donations of this would go to United Sound, because a lot of times people food or places or shop oh, I'll just give a donation to this, and that might be something that.
Yeah.
But helping in a lot of businesses want to give to others. So.
All right, and Catherine.
So this is kind of similar to Emma's idea, but one thing that really works well in our area is we talk to local restaurants and we see if they can do a night where, for say 30% of what people spend goes towards us. If they do just one night of that.
I think that's what the last person was just saying, is that certain places, I know there's a pizza and wings place next door to my school, and they do that same kind of a thing. So, wow, that was a whole bunch of really good suggestions. See that? You guys just couldn't come together and say anything about my slideshow, though. Again.
Okay. It was good.
Okay, so somebody had something to say. I can't remember who now, but before we got into the fundraising. Was it Avery? Who was it?
Oh, I think it was me, but I'm good now.
Okay. All right. Any other concerns that anybody wants to express or get feedback about? Yeah, who has a concert coming up?
We do.
I do.
Yeah, before we meet again. I know we do. We have one on April 30th.
Wow.
We have our yearly band fundraiser next weekend. We're having taco night.
Oh, is it going to be on a Tuesday?
No, it's on a Saturday night.
Well, that's just wrong.
Taco and Tuesday go together so well. All right. Well, our next meeting is May 5th. It will be our last meeting of the school year. We will most likely just be reporting out on how our concerts went, doing a little housekeeping kinds of stuff, and that'll be that. So get online and look at the handout and share it with your not new musicians, with your peer mentors. And do your feedback form. Don't forget that. And I think, yeah, that's all. That's all. Did everybody log in?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, hey, it's Cinco de Mayo I'm going to see you guys on.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. I might not have a Starbucks cup that night. Just kidding. All right. I will see you guys on Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
What's happening? My screen is broken.
Bye-bye.
It's not working.